What up? Okay, so I just left Hamnet, and wow. Uh, by the end of this movie, not one person stood up immediately when the credits started rolling. We all sat there and just digested what we just watched. Hamnet is the fictionalized telling of William Shakespeare's son's death during the bubonic plague. And I loved how what really stood out was how the film portrayed marriage. Not like some romantic fantasy, but how love is actually endurance. Jessie Buckley's character, Agnes, William's wife, sacrifices so much. She realizes that town that they fell in love in is William's prison. And he's not going to be happy there because he is just so brilliant. So she urges him to go to London, even while being pregnant, which is not weakness. That is radical support. But meanwhile, her prison is she wants to control everything. She wants to prevent loss. Even though it's for the right reasons, the film shows us just how much of an illusion control really is. How love does not exempt us from suffering. And Paul Mescal's William Shakespeare grieves a lot differently. He goes back to work. Agnes feels abandoned. She needs her husband in this time of grief. But he pours all of that suffering and grief and gives birth to what is the most notorious tragedy of all time in Hamlet. The film doesn't directly say this, but it is a good way to ponder on why does God let suffering happen? And that one family's suffering mirrors millions of people who have either read that play or seen that play. Millions of people suffering. Instead of asking why, Hamnet shifts to what? What can suffering teach? What can grief shape? What can loss give birth to? And that's the quiet, devastating truth about the film Hamnet. One act of suffering reshaped so many souls long after the sufferer was gone. So let's not ask why this happened. Ask what's being formed through it. What healing might pass through you to others, and what purpose pain might carry beyond your own life. This was not just a film, it was a reckoning, and I loved it.